I'd like to call a meeting March 7th for the Harwich Cemetery Commission to order at 9:04. Or 3:30, whatever you want to call it. First, we got the approval of the minutes from January 10th and February 7th.
I move that we approve those, and thank you, Cynthia, for typing them up.
You're welcome.
I'll second that.
With the amendments.
Okay.
We have to amend the,
Spelling of
Correct
two
spelling of
names.
the
Who is
commissioners'
present?
names.
Right man in there.
yes, so I move that we accept these with the change in spelling that my name is not spelled CH, whatever.
You're not Rob Chambers.
It's THOMPSON.
You gotta hate auto-correcting and all that kind of shenanigans.
Typed up too many notes for the Masons for John.
Does John know this Rob Chamberlain guy?
He does.
Just check.
So for January 10th and for February 7th, and Steve seconds.
All in favor?
Aye.
Cool. You have an email from Sarah Eaton.
Yeah, we just all had to go for training. I guess the town is migrating to Microsoft 365 training, and everything will be, in the cloud. So I went to that training at Town Hall, and it was pretty good. I'm just giving you guys an update. So when you start getting stuff from me, it's going to be, mine will probably be last, so I wouldn't.
It'll be coming from the cloud.
Well, it's Word and Excel.
Right, I also asked them about Access, because I use Access for the database for all the cemeteries. Mm-hmm. And they told me that they did have Access as part of that package, but when they put it up on the screen, it wasn't on the list. So I'm gonna ask them for that in writing before they migrate me over.
Do you think we need to move the Google Sheets to?
We probably could after. I printed some of the sheets today for.
Yeah, it's just easier
Yeah.
on Google Sheets.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no, I guess I'm asking, there's no rule that our Google Sheet has to be Excel.
No.
Good. I'd rather just leave it that way.
Next, we get the bank statement from Rockland Trust on the perpetual care.
Yeah. So that's
So, did you all get a chance to see that on the Google Sheet?
Yeah, I looked at it.
So I entered on Google Sheets, did you guys
Yeah.
use that?
I can
So-
it will get better.
Well, I mean, it's just a link, you just have to open it up, and it works better in Chrome, but I'm just having Safari issues. But anyway, I entered all of the investments that they did, and it looks like annual income will be $11,835 with dividends and interest. They had predicted something else on the package that Robin gave us, this thing here. There's a forecast for annual income. My number came out a little higher, but since we're on this, for the asset allocation, we wanted 10%. So it should stay at, so that would be under money market. And right now there's 21,970, which would, if Robin did nothing, that would turn into 32, 33 within a year.
must be great.
Well, so the question is, and I know you said that you've hardly ever spent it, but
Right.
occasionally you have to.
Right.
And there's probably nothing we're not supposed to use perpetual care except for the interest and dividends.
Right.
So is 10% high enough? Because at some point, Barbara or whoever's managing is gonna rebalance this. I don't know when.
Yeah. Well, we
annually,
can revisit it, of course.
But I'd rather do it before they rebalance it, because then you gotta go backwards,
Okay.
which, I mean, isn't hard to do. It's just that why go backwards if we don't have to?
Okay.
I mean, we could change it to, how much, and that's why I say, how much do you think on a worst case scenario you would like to have access to? I don't wanna say this is your cookie jar,
Yeah.
but it kind of is when stuff happens. And
Right, yeah, I mean, it's only for when, so we're gonna be coming, up with all the useful life of all of the irrigation in all the cemeteries. The Mount Pleasant is probably one of the oldest, and it has constantly has, breaks in the lines that, Brian is fixing and replacing, but at some point, we're gonna need to redo that all, and that's gonna be expensive.
So should we just keep in that, the interest and that she can spend?
Well, you know, what we could do is we could, and I emailed her once and didn't get a reply, so
Okay.
I don't know if I'm cut off or not
Okay.
authorized to
Okay.
speak for us, but,
Okay.
so could you inquire as to, so the two questions are, how often do they rebalance? And maybe we want to consider 20%
Well, I,
cash money market. Although that section of the money, they have it in Fidelity Treasury Money Market.
uh-huh,
And even though like SPACs and FDRXX, which are other Fidelity money markets, are almost paying what the Fed's
Yeah.
offering, this one is paying really bad. So you're not really earning anything.
okay. So do you think we should bump it to 20?
Well, I mean, 20% would be, that's like 80 grand. So that may be too much.
Okay. So do you think maybe 15?
Well, so the first question is, how often do they rebalance? The second question is, can we have rebalancing per request? That's what I would rather do. Instead of an automatic rebalance where they just, because when they automatically rebalance, it's unless they've changed their asset allocation at headquarters or
Yep.
wherever, they're just gonna take numbers and they just sell here, buy there to make it, the numbers balance, and then they're done.
Okay,
But if we can trigger the rebalancing and not make it automatic,
yeah,
then we can watch it every time we get a statement, and when you go, yeah, that's enough, that'll be good, then we can say,
okay,
and then we can start, I mean, 'cause this is a new thing for us, I mean,
Yeah.
we've had this fund, but it's been
Yeah.
in just
Right.
boring old savings, so.
right.
I mean, this could, if things turn around, this could be quite the machine.
Right,
And
which is good.
Well, it is, with the stuff that we keep wanting to do, and we watch our revolving account just keep going down,
Yeah,
down,
yeah.
down, down, it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
So we might as well have your money work for you.
Yeah, perfect.
So, and if you let me know those questions, I mean, worst case, then the next
All
time we
right,
get
so for the next
together,
meeting, I'll get those too.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think, I mean,
Hopefully.
that's okay with everybody, and
Yeah.
I just hate to have them rebalance it, and suddenly you go, oh, I need $30,000 to fix this, and
Yeah.
sorry, you only have 18.
Yeah.
Because they just
Shouldn't all the-
rebalanced it out from underneath you.
Shouldn't all the interest and dividends stay in that one account that we're able to spend, because that's all, we can't touch the principal?
Well, we could do that. I mean, just let it accumulate, and then we could, if that's allowable
Yeah, it
with
is.
these rules,
yeah,
then I would just turn off rebalancing complete. Well, we already, and it should already be set up that dividends and interest get deposited in the treasury account. Maybe that's another question,
okay.
because we did this, set this up, what, December?
Yeah.
And interest.
Yeah, if it's all going there, which I think that's what Barbara said when she came to talk to us.
Because we put an initial amount in, but then when it hits that, equals that original amount, we're gonna take the original amount and stick it back in with the principal part.
Yeah, that's the rebalance aspect,
Yeah.
yeah, but, yeah, so, I mean, ideally, I would rather have us be in control, so all dividends and interest go into the treasury money market, and then rebalance when you're comfortable.
Okay,
I know it's we comfortable, but it's really you, because you know what expenses are coming, so.
well, you never know when, sometimes
Well,
we
that's just it, I mean.
we get hit by a tornado.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I
Yeah.
hate to limit it to
Right.
10%, and if that's all we're allowed to spend,
Mhm.
then let's accumulate the war chest, and it's
Okay.
there if we need it, and if not, we reinvest it.
Because you can always put it in a separate account that we can touch, so. Okay, the next is a email from Michael Androdovich. from
Okay,
AmeriCorps.
before we move on, I have one more question. What about the the Easter egg hunt. You were looking for deposits that,
So I don't know what has been transferred over from, July of this year, this whole fiscal year. So we have to check on that.
which may be tough with our temporary treasurer.
July to-
Whatever we have, yeah.
Whatever, anything,
To present, yes.
Yeah, we really, I mean, that's,
cause that should be some
we should
money.
know.
Yeah.
And if it's sitting in
Yeah,
some nebulous account and it hasn't been moved, then no,
Okay.
it's our money, move it.
okay, I'll check on that,
Not saying that to you, to them.
yeah.
Now the AmeriCorps.
Okay, so,
May I ask a question?
Sure.
sure,
Is there any way I could be put on an agenda in your next meeting?
sure.
Okay.
So what you, so,
Well, we could.
We could take you
rearrange
next under
things.
other
we
business.
could take you on other business in
Oh, all
one
right,
minute.
thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
okay.
That's all right, I'm sorry I didn't ask earlier.
this is a quick little thing with AmeriCorps, and then we'll.
No, that's fine. Go
Okay.
ahead.
All right, so, the next thing is AmeriCorps, and they asked us if we had any work projects that they wanted to do. So this is just one of the ones that I put in, but they're looking for small projects. And so, this is, the one to install the tree tags. The tree tags are almost completely finished.
Oh, good.
We're just vetting all the, illustrations, and they did change some, so we had to go through and change them back, because you can't just put somebody's name on. They put USDA on all of the tree tags, because we had it on one, but that's not all the people who did them, and they didn't put any of the artists' names, so we had to go back, and we're redoing all of those. Hopefully I'll have them finished by the end of today, but, the other thing is they're looking for smaller projects, and I know that we talked about, the two smaller.
Fence Cemetery and Lothrop Cemetery.
Yes, would you like me to put those in as, projects, because I
To
can
be
do that
cleaned
today?
and fenced, and maybe a
Okay.
bench.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So-
haven't heard back from the Boy Scouts.
So I mean, I could just, they're actually looking for small projects to do,
Exactly.
so I could put those in.
We could
great.
print both of those on the day.
Yeah, so, Lothrop and Smith, okay. So I would just want to ask you guys if you wanted me to put those in,
Clean up,
Please.
fence,
because
and,
I didn't know if Cindy had already contacted anyone, so I wanted to wait.
I haven't heard back,
Okay.
I've tried.
yes, we'll do the fences.
Fence and clean up,
And if they have time, maybe stick a bench or something.
okay. Fence and clean up, and this is for AmeriCorps. Alrighty, and now, new business.
All right, other business. Gentlemen,
There we go, thank
And
you.
can we just have your name for the record?
Yeah, no, my name is Patrick Otton, Otton. I live in East Harwich.
Okay.
Okay. I submitted a citizen's petition to ask the select board to petition the state legislature to allow Harwich, the town of Harwich, to have home rule on application of fertilizers. Okay.
You spoke at the select, that's why you look familiar, at the selectmen meeting
Yeah,
when we did our annual
For
report.
fertilizers?
yeah, so I'm just curious how, well, I would like to get your opinion on what cemeteries need.
We don't use any fertilizers,
Wow,
none.
wow.
So that would be, and we've never used fertilizer.
Okay.
So, I think that we had one lady, when we were developing Evergreen, she was very concerned, her daughter had I don't know if you wanna come over here, cause I think I'm talking to.
Yeah.
I'll sit over
Please
here.
do.
Yeah.
so
So,
you smile because you're on camera.
he's been on camera before, he knows how it works. So we do not use any fertilizers in the cemeteries, nor do we intend to. And we had, when we developed Evergreen, a woman who was in a butter, who had a small daughter who had severe allergies, and she wanted to know if she could walk with her in the cemetery. And she told us about all of her allergies, and she was concerned about us using fertilizers,
Yeah,
but we
yeah.
do not use any, and we,
Wonderful, good, good.
we've never.
That's why they look the way they do and not the way it looks down at the National Cemetery.
We monitor what people do, because some have, in Island Pond, have their own landscape company come in and do it, and those lawns are plush.
Yeah, so I don't know as we maintain 100 acres. So most of our lots, our guys do all of the maintenance for.
Our guys being DPW?
DPW, we have two guys. So there are probably a handful of lots, maybe 10 in the entire town, that people, individuals, take care of themselves. Now, they have their own lots, and we don't know,
I don't know what they.
yeah, we don't know what they use, so we
Yeah,
can't
alright,
say for sure
Yeah,
what they
yeah,
use or
okay.
what they don't use, but we're not doing it.
Okay.
But they could be, so I'm not sure who you would speak to on that.
I don't know.
Yeah, so,
Because
cause,
there's a couple in Island Pond that are nice and green, so you know they're using some kind of fertilizer.
And-
But
Yeah,
the
we have
areas
to
are
track every
like
family
twice the
down.
size of the table. So
and
they're
then,
not-
and then
Wow.
there's one in Mount Pleasant that has a landscaping, two actually, the landscaping companies go in and do, but, I'm not sure, but we are not in favor of using any pesticides or fertilizers in the
Yeah,
cemetery, cause we have a
wonderful.
lot of wildlife, and we do
Yeah.
not wanna
Precisely.
endanger our
I
wildlife.
can give you a copy of the petition I sent,
Okay,
submitted.
thank you.
No, this is wonderful to hear. So many, I expected,
Thank you.
you know, fertilizers, but the ultimate
Yeah,
outcome of this,
Yeah.
it's a long process because there's a preemption rule that means that Beacon Hill decides what happens here.
Okay.
I'm asking that legislature allow Harwich to decide what happens here, okay? So Beacon Hill doesn't have our sandy soil, our estuaries, our
You're right.
ponds. Ultimately, I'd like to say no more fertilizers unless it's agricultural use or home garden use. All right, now that's gonna be a tough push.
Yeah.
but, okay,
From all of the landscaping companies.
yeah, yes. So would you be willing to write a letter of support?
Yeah, we could-
Well, it wouldn't be from
we
me,
could
it'd
come
be
up
from the
with- We
commissioners.
can come up with something that says that we don't use any fertilizers, and if it is, we would require home rule over state rule.
Yeah. Wonderful, good, yeah. So I can give you I give you my contact. I think it's difficult, the select board is not in favor of this.
Okay,
They think as is as good as it's going to be, but, so writing a letter to the send it to me, copy them, and then I'll have it for record, okay? But just that statement is what's needed.
Yeah, we can be copied to our.
so we can't vote on you guys doing a letter until next meeting, cause it's not on the
We just need
agenda.
one, we just give it to Steve, then.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
it's just sort of, you guys already know all this, it's just
Yeah.
the impact, of what's happening with our environment,
Thank you.
where we live, why we live here.
Where are you on sewers?
I support it, right?
Oh, yeah.
I support it. I mean,
East Harwich, you must be close to getting it by now, aren't you?
yeah, we're in phase 3. Well, they've phase 2, phase 3, 2 parts. But, what disappoints me is they're going up 137, 39, but they're not going down 28. And 28 is adjacent. Why not? Right?
Well, the whole Cape needs to be
Yeah.
sewered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If suburbia,
Yeah.
tri-state area is sewered,
Yeah.
and since we do everything on top of our lands.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. No.
And they talked about it in the 1970s when I washed ashore in high school. And they still
Wow,
haven't.
come on,
Still haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody thinks this is a new thing.
No.
They just keep kicking the can down the road because they say retirees can't afford it. Well, then put a lien on their house
Yep.
and let them pay for it. Yeah.
Or tax sale, if you're selling your home.
Well, that's the lien. In other
Yeah,
words,
yeah.
if you owe $30,000 to connect your septic system to the
Get
town
paid.
sewer, then when you sell your house, which is grossly appreciated, the
Pay it.
town
That
gets
happens.
paid then.
I totally agree with you. Yeah, totally
Way,
agree.
way too long. Anyway,
We need to, understand why it is we live here.
yeah,
You know?
it's beautiful, we wanna keep it that way.
Keep it that way. No, I sincerely appreciate it.
Well, we
So
thank you for coming
Very
and cleaning
good.
it up, and
Yep.
we will vote
Introduce
on
yourself,
Rob Thompson.
Thompson. Okay.
Steve Connor, chairman.
Okay,
Robin Kelly, Cemetery Administrator.
okay.
And Cindy Eldridge.
All right, good, wonderful, good. Yeah, it was just difficult, I didn't have a way to contact you. There was a
Okay.
phone number, but I thought I'd sit in on your meeting
Oh,
and
that's
present
fine.
this idea.
We never get guests.
You told me that.
We should have t-shirts made up and you get a t-shirt for showing up. Our first guest.
No, thank you very much for your
All right.
attention and concern. This is gonna be a very hard push for town meeting. There'll be a lot of pushback, but if you can help in any way, please contact me and let me know. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
The other one I submitted was banning balloons, lighter than air balloons.
Oh, well, we definitely, we are in 100% agreement on that one.
So that's another one that's, you know. Well,
Because they're all over the cemeteries. People bring them in
Please,
there and
please.
they go into the conservation property.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been to the Conservation Commission, but they don't approve of them either.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, I know Amy, so
Yeah.
she's supportive of both.
right. So, yeah, most cemeteries now only allow butterfly releases. They don't allow balloon releases.
Please mention that.
Yeah, so, they
Yeah.
don't want the balloons stuck in the trees or, they come down somewhere.
Yeah.
If they go up, they're coming down somewhere,
Yeah,
so you don't want them.
Or get shot down.
No, wonderful. Boy,
Thank you.
maybe I should join your committee. I feel so much better. It's just gonna be another struggle.
right.
So,
Nope, no struggles here.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Have a great day. Thanks for coming.
I'm glad I joined the meeting.
Yeah.
This guy wants to stay with me if you don't mind.
Oh, sky's a love, isn't he? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but he knows where all the snacks come from, so
Oh,
he's
yeah.
going.
No. I try not to motivate him with snacks. So.
No snacks. Oh,
Healthier that way. My daughter-in-law's a vet, so
Really?
keeps an eye on me.
Where?
New Hampshire.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good, good. All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
everyone.
Yeah.
take care. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you. If you have anything else you want me to push that's hard to do, let me know.
All right. We'll keep you on a Rolodex.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay,
Up-to-date totals on the revolving account.
yes, so we have, if you just go to the last page, sometimes it's just the easiest. Oh. And then, thought I put, yeah, it should be after that, so. Alright,
There's the last page.
yeah.
Okay.
So, I took in, 45,225, which is the 90% into the, revolving account. We took in $6,100 in, interment fees, $2,250 in, markouts. Only one lot return. We expended, $16,248.35. The money that's going into the perpetual care account is $5,025, and our balance is $118,857.15.
Minus the enclosed.
Minus these encumbered ones. But one of the things that was gonna get paid today, is they signed the contract for the Evergreen Cemetery, and they went out and did the initial, stuff, so 10,000 will be coming out of that right away, minus on this, minus on that, you know what I mean?
Well,
Out of the
so
32,000.
the 32 will change to 22.
Correct.
And the 118 will change to
108.
108, right.
And then, the mower's gonna be coming in too, so that'll be going, those two will be falling off soon. I do have the hardscape in for you guys to look at, and I have about 6 different companies that wanna bid on that. So, hopefully we'll have that done soon.
Is Rocky rebidding?
Rocky just left me a message, so he wants to come in and just look at it and make sure I haven't missed anything, as well. So, and then the tree tags. So the tree tags will be, within the next meeting as well. So we'll be having a lot of money going out in the next month. So that number's gonna go down. Do you have any questions?
On the budget, could you just translate my brain for me?
Okay, I know, this is hard, because this is how Munis does it, so I try.
I know,
I
yeah.
know, so I try to keep it the same.
So I can fast forward you though.
So if you go to the withdrawal column, that makes it easier. So this is what we start with, the negative $384.82, and we've spent
So you have 1,190 cents left to spend.
it for water,
By when?
July 1st. But that's when we get our biggest water bills,
No. So this goes,
till the end of June.
so it's July 1 to June 30.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that just helps it.
Yeah, and so then,
Sorry.
over here, the beginning balance is for due subscription and mileage. So we're gonna be paying, both Mass Cemetery and New England Cemetery. I didn't realize we didn't pay either one of those. When I printed this, I was like, oh, we didn't pay any of those dues so far this year, which is why this account was so high, which is kinda nice when I put these in there, I can review those. So those are in for the bills today. One is 50 and the other one is 300. So we'll still have a remaining balance of $800. And I'll have to do my mileage. And then supplies.
$600 left, right?
Yeah, but we have two bills in for this. We have, one is for 206 and one is for 259, so that's gonna be pretty good. And then clothing, which I haven't done in a while, but I am gonna get new boots. I have to get new boots, so buy new boots.
Now, is that if you don't use it, you lose it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, remember we were gonna get jackets?
Yep.
And we never did. We'll have to go back to them to see if they cannot accommodate us for jackets, then we'll go somewhere else. But I really like to get the jackets. Let's get out of that one.
So we look more important.
Okay?
Cool. And the Veterans Memorial Circle.
So, I took the diagram that Paul gave us and I broke it into segments so that people would know. So I don't know, the granite could be extremely expensive, which is concerning me that we wouldn't have enough money to finish it. And I want the flags in by Veterans Day. So I did it in two options. Option one is to complete the entire thing. And then I talked to Sean Libby about the procurement process, and he said I could do option two, which would be up to the point that we absolutely need to be done to get the flags in, which would be the second granite circle. So then later, we could bid to finish, because the granite ring would be there. We just have to do the additional
The brick to the benches.
brick to the benches.
And why two steps?
Because we're only allowed to spend $100,000 out of a revolving account a year, and if we go over with all these other expenditures, we won't be able to do it. So we might have to. We're gonna get a bid both ways, and it might come in under, but you just never know what the prices are gonna be, and I just wanted to be on the safe side, because if it went way over, we wouldn't get any of it done. So we want at least the part done to get the flags in.
This is a great name. Make it bigger, make it a little bigger.
No,
Do we know who we're talking about?
this is horrible. I just want this finished. So this is what I did, and I had a couple different people take a look at it that are going to be bidding on it, and they said that this is perfectly fine. Rocky also wants to take a look at it. The other thing is when we go out to procurement for it, part of the contract will say you have to be in direct contact with Hamco, because they will be installing the flagpole, I guess foundations, because they have to put in
The
cement.
tubes and cement.
Yeah, cylinders, and then they have the prongs that come up that the flags slide into. So that's just the last process. I probably want this out to bid by Friday. So I'm just letting you guys know where it's at.
Okay. Yeah, because I looked at them the other day and everything looked great.
Okay.
We just added the heavy duty plastic edge in it.
Yeah.
So this would,
Hold the
this goes to just the inner ring with the branch flags?
Yes,
Okay, so it's gonna include the branch flags.
correct.
yeah, option two will do that. That's the minimum we want done. And
Yeah.
then 7 goes all the way.
Yeah, well, just as long as we don't let the outer ring,
So the granite would hold it in anyway, so,
I just don't want it to disappear because
yeah.
we got part of it done and
Yeah.
here we go, oh, good enough.
So then the other question is, and Tommy gave us two different prices here for benches. Not that we need this done ASAP, but I want you to look at it. So the difference between the straight benches and the curved benches. And I've seen the curved benches on circles like this before, and I think they make,
It looks better.
oh, unbelievably better.
It's more symmetrical.
It is. So they're not like, they just fit the circle, you know what I mean? So, and the other thing is it's a 5-foot or 6-foot bench. Guys don't have to vote on this today, but I already have people that want to purchase these. People are gonna donate.
I'm sorry.
So,
Usually let that out.
Yeah.
we have one person that's already wants to do the Air Force. And I'm meeting with 2 different veterans groups to present to them in Hyannis. And they are considering each getting a bench as well.
Where in the big circle do the benches go?
They go on the outside of the perimeter of the flag, so where the white
And
squares
how
are.
big is
Those are
the,
the foundations for the bench.
Yeah.
and what's the diameter of, what's the circumference?
The whole circle's 75 feet.
That's
I don't-
the
That's the
outer ring
diameter.
of the brick,
Yeah,
Is-
the outer ring of the 65 feet,
65 feet?
right?
Diameter?
Is it 65 feet?
Yeah, because it's a lot farther around the circumference than 65 feet, I can tell you that.
Okay,
I don't see the
It's
radius.
gotta be the diameter.
yeah. So
Well,
we could,
because what I'm getting at is 65 divided by 6, that's 10-ish. 6-foot benches.
I think
That
5 would be too
leaves
small.
2 feet on each side per bench, which is 4 feet between benches. So what I'm getting at is that there's room to put the 6-footers.
yeah, so the other thing is usually when we have Veterans Day services at, say, Island Pond, there's never anywhere for any of our older veterans to sit, and this is something that I really kind of wanted to get.
What's the diameter of the whole thing? That little, I can't read that
I
with
can't
glasses.
either.
The diameter of the whole thing?
Yeah, that top number there, I can't see that.
55.
So 55.
So was it pi
So it's
d?
2 pi, it's just pi times diameter, so
Pi
it's
d.
it's basically
Pi d.
3 times that, so that'd be your circumference. Like 100 and, did you say that was 58, so 60, 180, 180 feet, roughly?
So 6 feet would be,
So the radius would then be,
Just do
call it
diameter.
27, I got my math right here. 27, it's 2 pi r. 27 and a half.
Yeah.
55 divided by 2 is 27 and a half. Right?
Yeah.
It's 172, 3/4.
Yeah.
172 feet
It's about the
circumference.
same as pi times diameter.
Yeah.
So roughly 3 times it is easy. 180, so I would think the 6-foot benches would probably
Plenty of room.
look better.
yeah.
6-footers is only 36 feet out of 170.
Yeah. So then you guys would lean toward this one.
Yes,
Curved, 6 foot.
yes.
I mean, pending the budget and how much
So
are
I
bought.
think a lot of these people are gonna, I think people are gonna buy those.
Half, 3/4?
At least half of them will be sold.
I'll make a motion right now that we set the size of the concrete benches as curved, 6 foot by 1.4 by 6 inch thick.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right?
Unanimous.
Of course, the caveat is that Robin sells half. Donates half.
We will,
Is that on the tape?
I'm speaking to a lot of different groups.
You
Now,
are,
does the bench price, that doesn't include the embossed emblem, or does it?
No, I don't know if we wanna get the embossed emblem, he just put that on there. I
Okay.
kinda wanted them to just be
A plain beige?
simple gray granite, and it would say Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, whatever, all the way around.
If they're,
And
so
then,
the layout is they're in between the flags.
Correct.
So you're not staring at, well, what if we rotated them 15 feet so they were lined up with their flag. Trying to picture that. So you're sitting on the bench and you got this flag in front of you, 10 feet
Of your
in front
branch.
of you.
Oh, you want it like right on, dead on the flag? We can, it doesn't matter.
Right. I mean, maybe we can address that
Yeah,
when we get to that outer circle.
yeah,
I mean, you see what I'm saying? If you're
Yeah.
sitting on the bench for a ceremony and you're staring at your Air Force flag
Yeah.
pole,
yeah,
as opposed to,
the opening.
yeah, see, I like the opening better. Yeah. I don't want to stare at the flag if I'm 15 years from now when I'm sitting on the Air Force bench.
Okay.
I can't move. Which could be tomorrow.
It could always happen, couldn't it?
We'll be in wheelchairs instead.
No kidding.
No,
kidding.
not you.
So part of the packet has a lot of the stuff, I'm sorry, should I move on or no?
Yeah, we can, the next thing is the evergreen.
Oh, hang on.
Okay.
I'm slow today. Could we ask Tommy if they can be bronzed, lettered, etc. after installation? That could be a later project for us as we recover from this.
Expense.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he goes and engraves
Oh, put the names on
stones in place in the graveyard,
Yeah, yeah.
so I would think that if you're gonna stick a bronze or enameled
Right,
Air Force logo in the center of a bench,
yeah,
That can be done
then
anytime.
you gotta be able to go with his fancy tools and go stick it there, and I would think.
Love the sound effect.
Just adds to the moment here.
yeah.
It's lively.
That and all the hands.
Unfortunately, the microphone's down there.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully they can hear us.
I know.
So,
Okay, then the software bid for evergreen.
yeah, you guys know that it was awarded.
Yep.
So I just wanna have you take a look. So what they did was he's taking the overlay of the cemeteries and the lot. And he's putting into GIS.
We have that one.
Yeah, and then, what they'll do is each lot, so say when one of the guys call me and say, we need to do a burial on 204 Peace Ave, the map's gonna come up for him on that mobile app like we have for Island Pond, and it's gonna show him where the lot is, and it's gonna show him where the grave is. So before I now go out, mark it out, then I tell him, or I send him a diagram and say, you go mark it out, but this will be all on our phones, all the work orders and everything will be on the phone. So this is gonna make a tremendous,
And this is as safe as having you there or Jim there? Mark
yeah,
there?
cause, so, everything will be, Jim or I will still have to go there, but I can send it as a work order to Jim. Now I have to like photocopy everything, take all the things,
okay.
fax it over to Joni.
But
Joni
somebody
puts it
is-
in the work order system.
So-
Somebody's
Click
still
and
there
send.
with the tape measure
Yes.
going.
Yeah.
Right there. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm there at every burial, so, or somebody is there at every burial, so that's, there won't be any mistakes. You can't have any mistakes. We don't want anyone buried in the wrong.
No, that's not
Section.
even remotely good. Well, that's good.
Okay.
It's gonna be the same similar setup as the Island Pond, as far as
Yeah.
using the app.
Yep,
It'll be a separate app altogether.
it'll be a separate app. This one will be evergreen. They'll all be connected, but this one will be evergreen. Yeah, so on our website too, if you went to the town website, you could click on evergreen or you could click on Island Pond or whatever. But, yeah, they're two separate apps because all the data has to be kept on the particular app.
No, they couldn't.
Doesn't
put it-
cost us anymore.
They couldn't put it in the same app and then you pick what cemetery you're looking at and it goes to that database.
Well, that one's called Marceline Arboretum or Island Pond. It has two names, and this one's Evergreen Cemetery, which is a lot of evergreen cemeteries. There's an evergreen in Eastham. There's probably more evergreen. That's probably the most common cemetery name. So it was important for us to make sure that people know, because I get a lot of interment forms for people that are being buried in Eastham. They send them to me, and I'm like, no, this is not our cemetery. So it's why don't you just keep.
Have we ever, not really announced, but had anything public to say that we did the app?
Yeah, oh yeah, we did. And I did a presentation at the Board of Selectmen meeting,
Okay.
and we went on Channel 18 and did it, and I did it at the garden club, and I'm doing it again at the Master Gardeners on Friday.
Okay.
So I'm
I'm
doing
sure
it,
that we had, but
yeah, and remember, I printed out and I passed them out at town meeting. I think, I don't know when it was, but I had a little, so if anyone wanted to download the app, how they could download it.
right,
Yeah.
good deal.
So we did it at several different locations.
Then we have the town meeting articles for the rules and regulations.
Yes, and
And the-
I printed out the stuff that Cindy sent in and Rob sent in.
Oh, this morning,
Yeah.
I went, as I was prepping for the meeting, I went, Cindy had emailed me about 2 changes and I totally forgot. Well, what did I just, oh. All right, so, state and federal laws. So, like I said this morning in my email to you,
Yeah.
I don't wanna start messing with copies, so you've got the copy.
Okay,
You have the official copy that's
Yeah.
gonna get published.
yeah.
So that means that, so Cindy, do you remember where?
Oh, my goodness.
Well, you said, let's see, under admin, change state and federal laws, so that must be a paragraph.
Yeah,
Okay, and,
oh, up here, yeah, the like 4th line down, under administration,
okay,
Where are you, what page you on? Cindy?
okay, it's under item 1, administration.
right there.
Okay,
Oh, so, okay, so on page 3, federal and state laws should be lowercase.
okay. Okay,
And on the fee link, is that this at the very bottom? Change the address to community
Oh,
center?
yeah. Where the heck that is.
Cemetery
It
office.
still has the
On the-
town barn.
on the link or on our rules and regs?
Or is it this thing you were, that? Yes,
No, it
that's
was-
wrong. So that's the fee page
Oh, okay,
that I downloaded from
All right, so-
our website.
so this needs to be changed.
Yes, that's
But that's
wrong.
not on these.
I thought it was in the, something that was.
Well, what you probably do is you probably click the rules,
And this brings it up.
because we have the offices, oh wait, 732
There
Main
you go.
Street, that's not us,
Right.
you're here. So it's, what are we, one?
That's,
oh,
wait, what?
That's
Your
where we get our
mailing
mail.
address?
Our mailing address goes to 732 Main Street.
Right.
Oh, okay, so that's
But your
okay.
physical address
Yeah,
is not.
it says cemetery
Yeah.
office is located 100 Oak, right above it.
Yep,
That's right.
mailing address. It's not there, because I don't think I would have picked that up.
Unless you click the link, on the fee link, please change the address of the community center from town barn.
We don't have that yet. Yeah, it wouldn't be there.
I mean, that's the only place we
So
discuss.
I don't think I've seen it anywhere else, and I thought I went through everything.
Because,
It might be just on the cemetery page, on the website.
I think maybe that might be where it is.
Yeah,
yeah, so all of the
'Cause-
fee pages here, that's from our link
yeah.
on the cemetery website.
So these
Yeah.
both need to be changed.
Yeah, they all
We just need
be
to update
updated,
both of
yeah.
these.
Okay.
To 100 Oak.
Thank you.
Alright, is that it? Those?
Yeah, so I
minor-
think, yeah, doing that, and I think they're good to go, and that's administrative, so I don't
Yeah.
think we have to really do anything.
No.
It's just a typo-y problem.
That's just, yeah, that's no
Technical
substance
term.
change, it's just,
And this page you sent this one, you've already done that in the rules.
right. She said change state and federal law, capital lowercase. Highway barn, yep, we got that.
Are fees on today's agenda?
I put them, I think I
I
put
just
them.
don't see them on the
Yeah,
list.
under new business.
Oh, new business,
Okay, yeah.
cemetery fee schedule. Staring in the face.
Okay, so we're all set with this?
I think so.
Okay.
Town meeting articles, good. I think we did a they come out nice. Hopefully, everybody likes them.
Well, and it, you know, for everybody's subconscious brain, we're gonna publish these, and then the day after, something's gonna come up, and we're gonna go, oh, we should have done that, we should have, I mean, it's
Yeah, but-
inevitable, life
But
changes.
now we've got the big changes done,
Right.
so, I mean,
We can
I think
always
it's, yeah,
modify a little bit to a certain extent.
yeah.
And then an update on the Bank Street Cemetery.
First, I think we had, I just put the information in that we just finally got our gift counter set up, so I put it in
No,
your
it's just
package.
not a separate letter, that's why.
Yeah, yes.
Email from Anne Marie Ellis.
Yeah, so she gave us our,
Who did that?
gift account. It's, so you should have seen this first, and then the next page was
Oh, here we go.
gift account. So it's official, we have a gift account,
And we have a
before she
way,
left, which was good.
and we have a way to,
Yep, I have an account number, deposit funds into, and a way to get funds out.
so we need to put this on the Facebook page.
Yeah, I have that, and I brought the form, I just want you to look at it.
Yep.
Alright, so, email from, update on the Bank Street Cemetery.
Yep.
So, it's gonna be March 21st and 22nd that they're gonna go in and, start working on the trees. I am going to, I don't know if you guys want to go, or if you just want me to go, we need to draft a letter to the abutters, just letting them know we're doing tree work in there.
We're gonna send them a letter, we're doing tree work.
Yep,
That should be like a three sentence letter.
yep.
Yeah, and address specifically to those homeowners.
Yeah.
Full name, address,
So I'm gonna,
registered mail unless it's hand delivered. Registered mail is better.
Yeah.
Return receipt requested.
Make sure they got it.
Yeah, proof, trail.
So there's one on each side and one behind, right?
There's three.
yeah,
Yeah, the one on, is that corner one?
Friend, foe, and undecided.
Yeah.
this would be this guy, and this guy. All right,
Yeah, and it should just be very simple.
Yeah.
Dear so-and-so, this is letters to inform you that,
Yeah, we'll be-
what is it, we're just doing tree work, right?
tree work, we'll be taking
Tree
down,
work will commence at the Bank Street
Cemetery
Cemetery
location.
located at, on these days. We apologize for any inconveniences may cause, but it is necessary for the safety of those who visit the cemetery.
And working crew.
Yeah.
should I say the contractor that will be there, so they know? So it's Seaside Arborist?
Yeah, sure.
Arborist.
And they should, have it done in a day, if they said, or
2 days, they're going, they put for 2 days, but if they finish up, they'll go to one of the cemeteries. It's the tree in the middle that's pretty big, and it's close to both of their,
They'll take it down.
they'll take it down in segments, so,
Do we need before and after photos?
I will do before and after photos.
The before ones being really important, just.
And also tell them that we'll be installing a fence.
yeah,
Sure. Yeah.
and a fence installation to follow. I don't know exactly when, but hopefully once the trees come down, they can go in and do the fence.
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't even wanna do it till it was, I mean, the lot line's pretty rough. There's no way you could get a fence in there. So, I mean, I think, once he goes down, I think the big trees go down, the guys could just gravely,
And this has still got nothing to do with the shrubs on the right side.
the shrubs are far enough
that are on their
forward that they're
driveway.
not gonna affect, but we need them to
Oh,
be
they have to
addressed.
come down. I thought we
Yeah.
decided that.
Yeah, yeah. They don't have to come down for them to do this part of the job, but we probably wanna send a different letter to the butter,
To
to
that
the,
particular one.
yeah. Bottom on the right. Okay.
Now, when you go left, right, is that facing their property or standing in the property looking out?
So yeah, if this is Bank Street.
where in regards to facing the property, left and right.
Yeah, so,
Exactly.
or you could, yeah, I mean, it's
Right.
north, south,
Yeah.
east.
Bank Street runs down.
I'll go
south
into
of
the
it.
assessor and just get the official
Mhm.
abutters.
You show them a plot plan of that lot that we're doing the work to, so they,
Yeah.
and just give them as much information as they can as what we're doing and where we're gonna be, and
Yeah.
leave it at that.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Do
right.
you have to approve the letter?
No,
I think if you write it with those, with that stuff, I think that'd be great.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay,
those are the guidelines, and
And I'll have to
Yeah.
come down and sign it.
sure.
My name's on the list. Cause I'm leaving the 17th of March, moving back to Easter.
Okay.
Going to Charleston and Gatlin.
Well, we gotta get this, I gotta get this letter out like tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go today, pull the abutters thing, and then, we'll type up the letter, and then you can come and do it, so I can get it out, cause if we're sending a return receipt, you gotta get it back. Before, you know what I mean? It's
well,
gonna
still
be,
should go pretty quickly.
yeah. Yep. The
We
next,
have an email from Anthony's, oh, that's something else.
no, Duncan, first, Duncan.
Duncan Berry in North Harwich.
Oh, wait, I forgot to put this one in, this came out of order. So this was probably, should have been in with the Veterans Memorial stuff, so.
Okay.
Anthony Schiave, who spoke at the, CPC meeting and was unbelievable about his support for this, our Revolutionary and Civil War Memorial. He has been contacted because they put that article in the newspaper about him, so people are contacting him.
Good.
And he's forwarding him to me. So this is a guy in Brewster, his name is Leslie, and he wants to also help us with this project. So I reached out to him, and he's gonna do whatever he can, and he has a lot of different contacts as well. So he's gonna try to help us with the CPC article from the Brewster side.
So should he come to one of our meetings then? We can-
You know, I probably should have, told him to come to one of the meetings. He's also helping me do research and stuff like that to make sure that I'm trying to vet where all of them are buried. And it's difficult to, some of them, to track them down. Some of them moved to Maine, some of them went to New Hampshire, Connecticut. So to find out where their final resting places are on all of them, it's a little daunting.
Can I make one mini
Yeah.
suggestion? That somewhere you have a list of all of these people that are suddenly coming on board,
Yeah,
so that when we have
the
a
dedication.
dedication, that
Yep.
they get an invitation,
Yeah.
and if, regardless of whether they come or not, that they are publicly thanked
Okay.
from a microphone and in a newspaper article.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the least we can do when people
Yeah.
step up like this. And,
Yeah, Duncan and has been amazing support as well.
And this guy here, Mr. Sears, that's
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
do that. That's.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to slip by the wayside. It's just bad form to do
Mm-hmm.
that there. But when things get crazy, we will forget. And we're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, who's that guy that helped us?"
Yeah, I'll put it on that sheet that we're doing. Yeah, because Lynn did a lot of work as well, and we definitely want to thank her.
And who thanks you?
Now we got an email from Duncan Berry.
Yep, that Duncan Berry is the plaque for the. Is it not in there? I might have forgot to put it in the packet. So
Cindy
Duncan,
Williams.
yeah, Duncan.
That's coming up.
So Duncan sent me an email.
Duncan.
They have received. Yeah,
On
they.
the back of this thing.
Okay. They have received the plaque to be installed at the North Harwich Cemetery. And
Oh, is that what you did yesterday?
that's what we did yesterday. So me and Brian Elby from the DPW went down and we walked around to see where we could probably place this plaque. At first they wanted to put it on the street sign, and you know how busy that street is right there.
Yeah.
But the size of the plaque in all of the poles that are there, it would would be hard for people to read it. So they have chosen to put it further up on the hill, which is kind of across from the church entrance almost, which is where they're all buried. So the 4 of the guys that are in the Revolutionary War that are on the plaque are all buried within an area about as big as this room. So they want to put it close to, there's a big huge tree there. They want to put it to the left of the tree and want to plant like some bulbs or a little garden. So there are 3 trees that are behind there that are like almost growing into the telephone poles, and they're dying, and they're old cedar trees. So Brian is going to put in a work order with the DPW to remove those because they're affecting the roadway. So that would be one of the bills we wouldn't get, but they'll be removing those trees and they'll stump grind them and they'll get the cemetery looking great. They want to do the dedication before Memorial Day. So I think it's like the beginning of May. So as soon as they get a date, I will send you guys, or it'll be on our agenda for the next meeting, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that plaque going on a stone, or is it going?
No, it's huge. It's going on a post. Yeah, it's pretty big. And it's bronze, so I mean, it has to go on this. It's got to go in cement, and then the DPW guys are going to install it. Because Duncan got it at his house, and he was like, we can't install this. We got to bring it to the DPW. So they have it in a big box at the barn, and they're looking at all the brackets and stuff, how to affix it to it, and what's going to be needed for them to install. So he's very excited, and the SAR members that met us, we had, I think there was 3 or 4 of them that went to that meeting where we picked the location, and they're also excited about our CPC article for, so every time we get to talk to them, it's even better, because then there'll be more people getting involved on that.
About fixing the fence and stuff.
The fence, actually, they want to take out 3 of the rails for the ceremony because the church is going to allow them to do park, and then they'll have to cross the street. And they're afraid of how they would get into the cemetery. So Brian found one section that they're loose anyways, and he said he can wiggle them out and then put them down, and then he'll put them back up. There are some of the rails that we might want to look at. At the end of this meeting, we actually have possible visit of someone. I don't know which ones you want to visit, or if you guys even have time today, but if we wanted to just go out and see how much it would be to replace the ones that are on the main drag, and not replace them all, just so that the cemetery looks a little bit better for the ceremony.
That one, I think there's a rusted out one on the front.
Yeah, so those ones could be removed, but to see if we get, and there's quite a few on the ground there, so if you guys have time, you could run out.
Yeah, I thought last month we mentioned running out, and I thought that's why you printed this.
That is why I printed that.
How stupid as I look.
That's a discussion for another time.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, boss.
Okay.
All right, so we'll take it right out there after this, and look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's new fee schedules.
So
First we got Cindy Williams. She's
fee schedules. Yeah, and that's so I just printed the fee schedules.
Is this the one that I had worked on, or?
You sent me this.
I think I put that in our. Oh, maybe I did that in Excel and sent it to you.
So I think this is the one that you did that had these 2 things, because
Yeah, that looks like Excel coloring, yeah.
So we have to add another. The only other thing that we have to add in here is we have administration fees for burials, which is $100, but we also have some people are choosing to keep the ashes, or they're having the ashes made into jewelry, but they're still putting a.
Plaque?
Yeah, they're still.
Memorials.
Yeah, memorial. So we still charge the $100 administration fee, because we have to accept all their information. We have to do all of the paperwork, like they're buried there, and maintain those records. So if somebody calls me and say they're looking for Susan Smith's gravesite, if we don't get the death certificate and all the other paperwork that goes along, even though technically her ashes are in jewelry or are scattered at the sea, on the sea or whatever, we wouldn't have any information on her. So we have a new form that we had done, and it says, administration, fee, and it's, for memorial only.
Is it the same price?
It's $100.
It's the same price.
Yeah. So do we want to change this? It says for burials. Should we
So-
just take off for burials
No.
and just leave? No.
I would specify, so,
Okay.
so, all right, so that's one change.
Okay.
What else?
Couldn't you just say administration for burials and monument designations or something to that effect, and just keep it as one line then?
Well, this way it can be readdressed if it's a
Yeah.
separate item,
Yeah.
you know? You know, and the argument is that Robin has to verify where this is going, and that's,
Right.
all right, so that's one.
So then the other thing would be Saturdays and holidays, and that's really only for burials.
Okay, so that's, we need to know what the overtime charge is gonna be, that's why that was
So
there.
it's, yeah, so it's 3, so they get, what did they get?
Minimum 3 hours.
Minimum-
Bruce, we got a minimum of 4 hours.
Yeah, they get 4 hours.
Harwich
But
has 4 hours.
Yarmouth does times 3% of the overtime rate. That's what they do. But that doesn't even make you whole though. It would be,
Well, what do our guys get? To me, it's.
yeah.
do
I
they-
don't know. So what I'd have to do is get their pay from Joni.
Which goes up every year if they get it.
Yeah. It
Well,
increases.
but so you're not putting an amount, you're putting in a statement. Because it's a unique situation,
Yeah.
subject to union contracts. So that's gotta be, it has to be an all-encompassing verbal statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we need that phraseology.
Okay. All right.
Um,
So I can get that from Joni.
It could even be a C below, and then in smaller font, there's a paragraph that says Saturdays and holidays, or however we want to phrase it, the rate for, and it's only for a burial, right? It's the
Yeah.
person being there.
So I do most of the Saturday burials.
Well,
I know.
We don't want to start that again,
Okay.
because you
Okay.
need to be getting compensated for
I know.
that.
So the other thing is it's really there is no, do we have in here? We should have Saturdays and holidays.
See, this is something that you really kind of have to design
Yeah.
and then give it to us to say,
Right.
this is what we really should have.
Okay.
This would cover the bases, so,
So let me look at this, and I can look at a couple other towns to see what they put in there, and then I'll come back with the proposal for the next meeting.
all right, so
That's-
paragraph from the contract
Yep.
that would address Saturdays and holidays. Then the other question is it still 2 different fees for Saturdays and holidays? Or do things take place during your work week, markouts? So if there's gonna be a Sunday burial, is it marked out on Friday?
You have to,
And
it's the attending of the funeral, not the markouts. People aren't getting marked
But
out.
see, the way we have it, it's listed on here, it looks like,
Yeah. So it wouldn't be a markouts. We only mark out during the week. People only call us to mark out. Like burials don't happen, like someone's not gonna, unless it's a Jewish burial, which is very rare that we have. If somebody called me and they wanted the body buried within the
24 hours. or
Yeah, something like that. It's never happened. We have Jewish burials here, but nobody's really that strict to that thing. But unless someone died on a holiday Monday and they wanted to do the burial on Tuesday, which really, I mean, that would be so unusual. That would never, I mean,
well, see, me working on this and trying to come up with this, I'm missing so much of
Right.
real life. So
Okay.
I really think you should just redo this
Okay.
I mean, you probably don't have to redo the bottom part where it's the
Right.
purchase price and the
Right.
cremation price and the survey and using the radar.
Okay,
I mean, unless we want to address those. But that top section, I recommend that you add administrative fee for memorials, however you want to phrase that, and have the $100 charge there or whatever. And then a paragraph that states,
okay,
And have a Sunday or weekend charge for administration or the burial, so it
Okay.
you show up there.
all right,
they're just, I mean, so it's clear and
Yeah,
there is no,
no
we
question.
used to say swamp gas and mirrors, you know, so it's,
Yeah.
it's clear as can be, and it's like, no, this is what we charge. During the week, it's this, this, and this, but if you insist on having a weekend
Yeah.
event,
yeah,
then it's subject to the contract, the town contract with the union, which at the present time is
right,
stated as 4-hour minimum, overtime fee of blank, 4-hour minimum, or however you wanna phrase it from the contract.
all right,
And then next meeting, we approve that and post it right away,
okay,
as soon as they can do it.
Yeah, that
All right.
sounds good. Do we have to go in front of the selectmen
No.
for the fee schedules?
See, now this, well, I was thinking the same thing because of this. When this was done in 2011, it was approved by the selectmen, and this is before me,
yeah,
and it was a big enough deal that it got posted in the fee schedule. Somebody typed it in. Was that to deflect an argument?
I think it's because we had to go before them because we were gonna sell to non-residents. But we
We
changed,
haven't always,
no, that was when we
that's
first,
right, that's
yeah,
right.
we only sold to residents.
Is
And we
that
decided to
something to
do-
run by our liaison?
I will.
Do they want to be a part of
Yeah,
this? or-
I'll talk to them.
I mean, they may say, no, we don't need to.
Yeah, I mean,
Or maybe,
and-
I don't know what the chain of command is for that, but.
Yeah.
I mean,
Don't
for
wanna
me, I
step
would
on
just go
any-
right to
Yeah.
Mike McCaskill and say.
No,
"You
I
wanna be a
don't
part of
wanna,
this or not?"
I don't wanna bump the line, so.
Yeah.
Follow it in order. or
Yes,
get yelled at.
yeah.
So,
Okay,
Or somebody lends you a bulletproof vest.
yeah.
so,
Email from Cindy.
Cindy Williams is writing an article for the Harwich magazine that she passes out to all of the, visitors that come. And so they are doing, it on Island Pond, Mount Pleasant, and Pine Grove. She is gonna do something for Evergreen next year. She didn't wanna do it this year because next year is the 250th. Anyway, so she, I had sent her all sorts of information on different people buried there and all sorts of things that she could use for the article, which was really good, and unique people that are buried in different cemeteries. So that ought to be exciting. We'll have more visibility in these 3 cemeteries because of the article. So it's kind of nice. So
No need to do anything with that. Now we got the bills.
the bill.
Bills and deeds.
So
You
the
already
bill.
signed the deeds. It's up to Cindy to sign.
Okay, so the bills are Eversource, $9, WB Mason, $259.56 and $206.68. And then Seaside Arborist is $3,400, that's from a bill from before. New England Cemetery is $50 for our annual dues, and the Mass Cemetery renewal is $300. All of this money, all of the dues stuff is in budgeted for our thing, for our regular budget. And then we have $10,000 for the Web Services of America. So that is to set up the development server and design for the development of the platform, set up the AWS and the 360 photo platform, including a 5-year registration of the domain, converting our database, which I already provided them, to a SQL server, drone imaging of the cemetery and mapping component, compiled the entire person mapping component of the old section of Evergreen, converted the initial GPS coordinates manually in search interface, and started development of the new mapping system for the administration and the location of the status of the lots that are available.
We don't need a motion to do this.
I think we don't normally.
You care for blue in it?
I have blue. I brought a whole bunch of blues.
And then after this, we'll take a ride out to,
Well, then I have some other quick others. So,
we'll go to other business.
But wait, there's more.
there's still more.
Cindy, you got the deeds, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I
So we
signed
had
it.
the two needs, the Chantel Thomas one and then the Coyote Robbins deed. So I also got other new business. Cindy, we got the Massachusetts Cemetery Annual Meeting and Educational Seminar. That's the one that's at Patriots Place that you went with me last year. So it is on April 7th. I just sent it this morning, so it's not in the packet. So I am planning on attending. Now I'm on the board directors of the Mass Cemetery Association, so I should be attending. So I didn't know if anybody else wanted to attend. It's pretty nice. And you
April
can-
7th?
Yep.
Good Friday?
That is poor planning.
That is good time.
Yes. And having a
That's
lunch
Easter-
buffet too.
Easter weekend. It's-
I know.
I better not.
Yeah,
That's odd.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough spot,
That is.
because we're due to be back on the 6th.
Yeah.
And if I drive back from Gatlinburg, I might want to get a car and drive to Gillette.
Yeah.
And we gotta pick the next meeting.
Yeah. So I'm planning on attending this.
So I move that we pay for this event for
Robin to go.
Robin and
Cindy,
Yeah.
Possibly.
possibly Cindy.
admission car fare for Cindy to attend, if she so desires.
If she can,
I'll
she can
second
squeeze it in. And it's kind of nice because then I have someone to drive up with. Perfect. So we
Then
also,
Cemeteries, you wanna do the South Harwich Meeting House in North Harwich Church? North Harwich Cemetery? Get those,
So we're doing, you have this?
yep,
what is that?
It's in your packet. Or Robin handed it out.
I did.
So the
I'll just share what.
The brown ones are the ones we have never been to, even though we've been to Island Pond, but
Not to, but
not to really inspect.
But I kind of want us to go over to the North Harwich only because of that event coming up.
Well, so North Harwich. Now the Lothrop one, that's the one we're putting in to AmeriCorps.
Yeah,
Potentially. Yeah, you guys want to do that one?
But that one you can't get to, right? Isn't
you
that-
can,
You gotta walk.
a little ways.
Oh, okay. Well, I brought clothes, so.
Well, I hope so.
Cindy?
Wouldn't-
I mean,
Cindy's got
jacket and
sneakers
hat
on.
and gloves and.
She was,
I planned on it.
All right, so we should do that. Herring River, that one we really can't get to, right?
No,
Isn't that the private one?
yeah, I don't know.
Or is
about
that
one.
the Harding Ryder graves?
So we're gonna go, do you wanna go? I think we're only gonna have enough time. I won't have that much time. I think if we do North Harwich, Lothrop, and South Harwich.
Lothrop.
Lothrop, I'm sorry. I'm a wash ashore.
I know.
Although I've been here for 30-something years, you think I'd know by now.
Well, I've been here since 61, yes, yeah. I'm still an outsider, so.
All right, so North Harwich, South Harwich, and Lothrop.
So we'll go to North Harwich, Lothrop, and then,
So and the other thing is I still have this letter that you sent me. Can I use this? So the thing is I could type this up and just change dear whoever it is, the
Oh,
American
this was the
Legion. original.
asking for money
Yeah.
letter? Yeah, it just has to be edited. I don't-
Yeah. So, and then I just have to fill in who I'm doing it to. And then, so I kinda, I'm gonna have your signatures on the final page. So what I should do is start typing these up and then bring them.
What you should do is scan, edit, copy, paste, or screenshot that and throw it at the bottom.
So do you guys all wanna
Because
just
unless
sign
you
it
want us
up?
to individually sign these letters, I mean,
Do
look,
you-
it's like, you can't use that page. I mean, mine is in bright blue.
Okay,
Because I was
fine.
a
Okay. All right,
Just wanted to stand out.
all right, I might have
That
to.
is so me, I just want to stand.
So I know I made this terrible form before. Do we
Why is
wanna
it
keep this?
terrible?
Well, we could,
This was on a list of something for me to work on.
Yeah.
Donation form,
I'd like to put in,
the lines have to go down to the
Yeah.
bottom dot, like, see our mailing address?
Yeah.
So the word name has to go up a line.
Yeah.
Email has to go up a line. This, see how state and zip are correct? City, town is wrong.
yeah.
I mean, just for, so. it
So
looks
the
good.
other thing is I wouldn't mind putting the actual memorial, what the memorial looks like, instead of the flags. Cause it's pretty impressive.
Are we gonna do both the Civil War and Revolutionary War with the same, that same sound memorial?
Yeah, I think they need to be all grouped at this point.
Yeah.
Because we're attacking them both at the same
Yeah.
time.
So both the same type of memorials?
Yeah.
I like it.
Is the cost of the project correct?
Yeah, cost of the two memorials is that much. And then I also wanna make one that if you wanna buy a bench.
Yeah.
That'll be
Oh,
different.
you know, we started discussing that,
Yeah.
how many months ago?
I know,
Because we wanted to have a way for bigger donations, and
right.
do you need a statement on there that all contributions are tax deductible, and
Yeah.
are they?
I believe they are. Cause if somebody sells back a cemetery lot or they
Really,
donate it
Mr.
back,
IRS agent, I believed at the time that was deductible.
alright, I will confirm.
Yeah, I don't know who
Okay.
you're gonna ask, cause everybody's resigned, so.
I know, but we got a new girl started
Oh, really?
yesterday. Yep.
Oh, good.
Wow. You gonna stay?
Hopefully, we hoping. Okay, so
Then-
do we have a motion to,
Motion to
next
adjourn this
meeting.
meeting and continue at,
So Steve gets back the 6th,
yeah, if we
so
do
that
the
would be,
11th,
that would be April 11th.
next meeting.
Is
and
that
then I'm on,
okay?
and then after that, I'm on vacation for 2 weeks.
Not authorized.
Wow, 2 whole weeks?
I'm going to Amsterdam.
Awesome.
All right, so,
Cemetery Commission, Tuesday, the 11th, at
Okay.
9 a.m.
okay,
Square.
motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Seconded? All in favor? It's unanimous? I've never heard that.
Everybody get up and leave.